Good day, everyone, and happy holidays. If you're watching this on Christmas, then Merry Christmas to you as well. This is the final video for 2025. It is where we just sit down, relax with Kokomi in the Serenity Pod, and do a bit of a review of what happened in 2025, what I think of the state of the game in Genshin, as well as what you can look forward to in 2026. So I think let me just start it off on a more personal note. We haven't had a lot of content compared to previous years on the channel, and that's largely driven by my work situation. For those of you that are interested, I do quantitative finance, and I've had to move to a different team due to different shifts in the company and organization. A lot of things have happened, and effectively in the new team there was a very much a push to be market leading with AI, and effectively that meant that a lot of my time, and this literally is like working over weekends, 100-hour weeks, has been spent on doing this. So it was an incredible amount of pressure to get things right, to demo it live to people, and it's been really really fun. But I think the thing is, you're almost in a fun and very stressed state. And I think that is something that I really started feeling towards the end of the year. And you can definitely tell from some of the videos and content throughout the year that it's never been as polished or as top notch in terms of the commentary or the thoughtfulness. And that's definitely due to me not being fully present with the game. So in that regards, I must say I think from a content perspective, things could have been a lot better. I think as well from a more goofy perspective, we've certainly done a lot of fun things, and the reason I did goofy things, go out of bounds, show you some really funny tricks and stuff in the game, even a combat video here and there, is just because I wanted to relax. And I find that, for instance, just strolling here with Kokomi in the background is so relaxing, and I think that is really for me what Genshin is. It is that, and I hate saying this, but it's in air quotes a comfort game, a game you can really just spend some time, and you don't always have to be engaging in combat and going fast. Just walking with Kokomi for me is just relaxing, or as part of the types of things that I do to relax. And in the process, we can have and make a bit of content. But yeah, look, from a 2025 perspective, it has not been the best year. I've tried my best to do some novel things when it comes to the out of bounds and the glitches and stuff, and I certainly believe that there have been some really, really novel things that have been done, but it almost feels like that part of the channel is not as we always had it. And I think the things that I would love to do in 2026 is a bit more combat and a bit more thoughtfulness in some of the videos that I put out. And the reason I'm going to do this is not because I want to now overburden myself with work and stuff like that. I've actually decided that I need a more proper work-life balance. And a part of that is also going to mean that when I do relax and put out content and gather my thoughts, don't think of this as me working. Think of this as me relaxing and wanting to share the experience of Genshin with you, because that is what this channel is all about for me. And I definitely do need to be sometimes in a bit of a different state of mind and get out of the IRL working environment. And it's a good thing to do so for those of you that are also workaholics and overworking. By putting your state of mind somewhere else and relaxing, you can actually perform better at your normal job because you're in that more relaxed state. So that is what I'm planning for 2026, as well as to try and do a bit of Wuthering Waves. I've played Wuthering Waves on the side, and I think because of the fact that Genshin's combat system has kind of evolved to being very hyper focused into what Hoya wants you to play at the time. You've got to get the bundle units, the Mavika, Sitlali, the Skirk and Escoffier and so on. It's definitely put me off a bit, and I think that's where Wuthering Waves kind of really, really shines. So for me, the saturated anime colors and just the goofiness of Genshin, the comfiness of Genshin, paired with the hardcore, well, I say hardcore, it's not really that hardcore, but the ability to have some fun in Wuthering Waves of combat and having some really good stories, although it's a bit of a harem, a harem fest over there. I think that's been a very, very good combination. And things like the other games, Honkai Star Rail, Honkai Backford, and all the like, I'm not really going to cover those anymore. I think for 2026, I want to pivot towards a Genshin, Wuwa type of style, and hopefully that can be interesting for you guys that are watching. When it comes to Genshin itself, let's talk about the state of the game. I think a lot has happened this year. I think people always look at Genshin where it is now, but if you really trace it out throughout the year, we've had a lot of quality of life. Maybe not necessarily all the quality of life that we would have liked in the game, but certainly a lot of quality of life has come through. A lot of things have been fleshed out in the game, like the Serenity pot, like I've played with it earlier as well. It's a lot more slick than I'm used to. I did check out the TCG. The TCG is much more tolerable than what it used to be, although I'm still not a big fan of it. We have the Miliastra Wonderland, which is supposed to add a bit of longevity to the game, although I'd like to see some of the longevity elements brought to the main game, if I can be honest. And then Genshin's monetization is as poor as it ever can be, and I think Miliastra is just an outright scam, if I can be real honest. So in that regard, if I have to balance the comfiness of Genshin, some of the better storytelling that we've had in some of the recent patches, the overall experience that you can get, look, it's a phenomenal game for what it is. Even despite the fact that it's like 5 years old. So I would give Genshin a 7.5 for the fact that it has improved quite a bit. It's not quite there where I would be very, very happy. There are lots of things that are missing. For instance, doing more with the characters that we pull for. I need some Kokomi skins. I need some more Kokomi content and some Citroen content and Farina content because I love these characters, but hopefully in the future we can get those. The anecdotes, they were something, but it didn't really quite do it. But regardless, so I think Genshin is in a good spot, despite what a lot of people are saying, and I think the recent quietness around the game, the lack of very big controversies for 2025, has certainly shown that Genshin is, I think, getting to a more mature stage in the gacha space, where you've got a lot of dedicated fan and player base by playing the game, but you don't have as many newcomers, and then other people have just quit the game and gone to other games. So you can definitely tell that there's been a difference in the community itself. So yeah, Genshin is in a pretty good spot, and I think the only thing that I now need to do is put myself in a good spot, being more healthy. I love gymming and all of these sorts of things, but I do need to do more in terms of taking care of my own health and not just sit in front of a screen. And that's the thing, it's like when you work and program like for 10 hours a day, it's so hard to come and sit in front of a screen again. And I definitely want to get that balance right, because I think Genshin for me as well, and this channel is such a fun, relaxing hobby, and I want to make more of it, and I want to be more engaging in the comment section as well. So let me start to wrap up. Look, guys, for those of you that have engaged with me in the comment section, for those of you that have sent me messages, a couple of people in the game itself, in the co-op modes, or just popping a message saying, hey, I used your characters in the Imaginarium Theatre, all of these sorts of things, the talks on Twitter, on Discord, I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the support for people that just like and watch the video, even if they don't comment at all. I know there's like a bunch of people there as well. Thank you guys also for watching. And yeah, whether sometimes the content's to your liking or not, the fact that we do have a consistent core of people that are watching, for you guys, it's really been a pleasure having you around. And it's just so cool to be able to share this fun hobby and have you guys just be part of it. So I hope to do more for you guys in the new year. Alright, I think this is now time for me and little beautiful Kokomi, I mean look how gorgeous she is, to say goodbye. It's been an absolute awesome year, and hopefully you guys have a wonderful holiday. See you in 2026. If you're traveling, travel safe, and everyone keep well. Goodbye.